I'm a machine gun.
Alright, eyes up here, guys. We've had a little bit of time to think and discuss and come up with a plan as a group. I want you to all remember as well that you're also individuals. And so if you have specific agendas, I would look to think about passing that when we go up to the situation room. When we get there, our president, eyes up here, we get up here. When we get up there, our president will start the meeting and he will hear from the group leaders of the scientists, military, as well as the political appointees. And then from there, the president is going to take it where he needs to, and we'll have a discussion, and as a group, help persuade the president. He will ultimately have the decision, and we will decide today the specifics of whether or not to use nuclear technology. So at this time, let's get our stuff together and go up. Don't take your bag. Don't come back. Do you need a book for me? Nope. I need that.
Okay. I call this meeting for a really important topic to drop the atomic bomb. If you think we should drop, please state your reasons and why, where to drop, and to test to that. Starting with the generals. Military people.
Okay, well, hello. I'm Henry Arnold, Commanding General of the U.S. Army Air Force.
I am William D. Lee, Chief of Staff and Fleet Admiral. I am Dwight D. Eisenhower, General of the United States Army.
We strongly believe that the atomic bomb should not be put to use. Not only does it make the United States barbaric, but we would lose all trust or respect from other nations. We don't agree that pushing people down when they are already on their knees is morally correct, and Japan is definitely close to surrendering. Also, we don't want to cause any more civilian casualties than there have already been. It would also possibly start a war that we couldn't finish. By dropping this bomb, it could cause a whole new system of warfare throughout the world. Overall, Lee, Eisenhower, and myself strongly disagree with the use of this deadly weapon. It could potentially make us or break us in the end, and is a very strong risk to take.
We'll go to the scientists.
I strongly believe that we should drop this bomb to stop any further invasions and or attacks on the United States soil. This is a tool of power, and it should be used to show that the U.S. don't mess around and nobody stabbed us in the back when we're not looking. It could lead to more countries bombing each other, but it's worse than risk to save our families in our own backyard.
And the political cabinet.
We believe that the bomb should be used only for good, and we should use it to bomb their war factories, not the Capitol. We need to first have a test site, preferably on enemy territory or the U.S. territory. We need to use it in a way that will psychologically shock the Japan people and make them surrender. And we should keep it in control, so only we use it. Only use it once for Japan. So they surrender.
Any individual thoughts?
I have. There are 72 million people in Japan, and an estimated 62 million of those people are military personnel. We should drop it on Nagasaki, which is a city of 242,000 people, with roughly 60,000 military Japanese soldiers. Hiroshima is another main city that it should be dropped on because it has 300,000 people, with an estimated 43,000 soldiers. Of those being brutal religious soldiers, the Japanese believe that they should never be taken prisoner, and the way they fight is with a sword. Like they did in the past, they still believe it today, and I'll be damned before a guard will shed the blood of any of my swords, or any of my family with a sword.
More from the generals?
Did you understand that Japan is already defeated, thus an atomic attack is completely unnecessary? Furthermore, the U.S. should not shock the world with such a weapon. A surprise use of the bomb would damage the respect that we have built up in the world community.
The atomic bomb will not push the Japanese to surrender any faster than the thousands of regular bombs that we're dropping on them daily.
Any more from you guys? What?
they said that it will ruin our respect. I think it will further our respect that they have, that we don't mess around.
They'll fear us.
They will fear us, as the political informative has said. They'll make them fear us and respect us more, because it'll show us that we're allies, and if you attack us, if we get allies together, if they attack us, we always have each other's back, and we'll go. And if they do something little, we're going to go bigger.
Yet what is better, fear or respect?
It would better to be feared than respected.
But fear would cause a rebellion.
But we're strong. America is strong, and we stand behind each other. And we have enough allies. We have 4 allies which is China, Great Britain, France, and Soviets. The Japanese are the Germans, Italy, and Japan. We have more allies than they have allies. So our axis are smaller than theirs. If we all join together and they all join together, we would come out on top. If this bomb causes a further rebellion.
Do we know what the atomic bomb actually will do? It'll destroy thousands of homes, like the side effects, long term, short term, radiation.
So we drop it in a place where here in control, we can control the casualties of civilians. We can still scare them to say if they don't surrender, they'll get it to a bigger place.
Well, the Japanese are a very religious culture, which I said. And all the young ones, all the kids and women, as the children grow older, they will join the military to earn respect to their family name, and that is their culture.
How does they have all those side effects from dropping the
Well,
bomb?
exactly. If you drop the
Maybe all
bomb,
the
it'll
military
destroy
We,
them.
we don't know that. We don't know side effects.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
It'll destroy the family, or it'll destroy the soldiers, and it'll kill most of the civilians, which will. None of the kids can go, when they grow older, will join the military. Because as we don't drop this bomb, as time goes, their military will only get bigger because of their culture and religion.
So you're saying we should cripple them? True.
Yes, I know. We should stop them before they get bigger.
We should use the bomb for good, not for evil, like you're saying.
I don't think there's a possibility that we could use this bomb for good. It's a very deadly weapon.
But if we drop it in a place that is abandoned and controlled, they'll still be scared.
But think about it. They attacked us at Pearl Harbor. There were civilians there. They didn't
Because
care.
we
They were.
stopped the resources. We stopped giving them resources. They attacked us because
They wanted our island. They wanted to control the world. If they owned Midway and they attacked Midway and won it, they would have had the whole Pacific. Then we stopped them after Midway. But if we wouldn't have, they could have did another surprise attack and they could have won. So if we bombed them, they can't do that.
Well, what if we just keep fighting them? Because they're already
Nothing
almost
over there.
there.
We can't make it to their main island.
Because they're so religious
So
that they'll take one airplane to take out a whole boat.
we're
Or
just
take a
gonna
whole
bomb their
battleship.
biggest cities?
Hmm?
Where all their civilians are at, we're just gonna bomb their biggest cities?
Well, they're overcrowded.
we will be considered inhumane if we do this.
Not as inhumane as Japanese, because the Japanese will torture and they still shed blood by the sword.
We killed almost all of their civilians if we were to drop this bomb.
Well, they tell their civilians if they get catch by us that we're going to kill them anyway, so they're jumping off cliffs and killing
They
themselves.
told their
They-
military personnel.
They shouldn't have their bases where they shoot out military from. We have military bases where we ship them to another country and then ship them out from there. They shouldn't stay in their own country, risking the lives of their own civilians and their own children.
So you're saying we should just wipe out an entire culture just because of the police?
That's what it
If it
takes.
ends the war.
Not saying they're all going to do it, but most of the beliefs are they're all going to join the military. That's what they believe. The way it's samurai.
Well, I agree the bomb is a terrible weapon, but we need to end the war as quickly as possible. But we need to do it as humane as possible.
it's not as much as torture head to head.
Long
torture
term
is
is
torture.
the years after.
But we don't know that.
But
Just
we-
leaving them
yeah,
there
we
to
don't know
die
that
by
time.
themselves?
No, you drop the bomb, they all die. So it's a fast, easy, painless death.
Painless, no.
You don't feel that as you die.
Yeah, after you're dead. I imagine you wouldn't feel it.
They're over there cutting up the pieces, and we just blow them all up at once. You don't do that.
It's gonna be a quick process. They're gonna see something fall from the sky. You're gonna say, what's that? There's gonna be bright light, and then it's done. Nothing further.
It's just as barbaric as poison gas.
Not quite, because it's
Poison
not-
gas takes too long to kill you. You're like, ah.
Yeah, the gas, you're sitting there and you know what's happening.
What do you
This
think
is all
the
you do.
radiation does to you?
You don't know that, Adam.
Don't break character.
That's why we need tests first before we even drop it.
Yes.
And we should video camera it, but we don't have anything at that time. Never mind.
Where are we gonna test it?
Video cameras in 1945.
So we can record it and then show them the destruction that happens. and
Wait,
give them a
I have a
chance to
question.
record it.
If the bomb is going to destroy a whole town, how can the video camera survive that?
We show it
From
from
above.
miles away, and we can show them how this big old cloud goes. And then we can get closer and show them like all the giant hole it put in the ground.
Who's going to get closer to radiation?
Not me, that's the scientist. That's them guys.
So where do you want to test it at?
A good spot would be in Los Alamos, New Mexico, because
New Mexico.
Yeah, it is.
in Los Alamos, New Mexico, because there's not a lot of population,
We can drop it
and
in the Great
that would destroy a national landmark. Los Alamos is plain and desert for miles and miles. Nobody lives there, so that'd be a great thing.
What about the animals that live there?
Scorpions and snakes, everybody cares.
Is it going to be contained? How far would it spread?
Well, we don't know that, that's why we test.
We do not know that. We don't know that at this point.
Here you want to go test, we just got outside, see what happens.
Have your scientists suffered any diseases or anything from exposure to the uranium?
We have not yet.
Only half of them.
One third, I believe. No,
Think it
there's
explodes
been
before the
no,
children die.
there's been no medical facts that this bomb has caused so far.
Besides complete destruction.
Okay. The generals, what's going on in the war over by Japan? How's the situation going on over there?
Well, we've been doing nightly bombing raids across to actual Japanese country. So
You're killing innocent people anyway. Dropping
yeah,
Little
there's
bitty
a lot.
Yeah,
You're
a
bombing
little
the
at a
people
time,
anyway,
not
but you're
wiping
bombing
out the
slow by
whole country.
slow time by slow time. Bomb by bomb by bomb. And apparently,
You're not scarring them for life.
it didn't work, because look, at Iwo Jima,
They're almost
they
there.
attacked us at
They're
Iwo
almost there,
Jima.
but they're still dying. That's
So it's
15
not
over there.
working, the
You're gonna
bombing
make-
raids aren't working, we have to
They're
go
still
bigger.
dying. I mean, the Japanese are.
Who would you rather want dead, us or them? Dead. Who would you rather want dying, us or them?
Them.
So therefore the two.
But we don't need to do this mass destruction.
That's what we're saying.
Are they showing
That's what we
signs of
said, too.
surrender?
We don't want it max
Yes.
destruction.
They sure are.
With our bombing raids, we can target their military personnel. With your atomic bomb, you're just
Well,
Wiping
that's
out
what we've
everybody.
been doing, and apparently it has not been working.
It is working.
It has not been working.
It
slowly
is.
but surely it is working.
I don't- We're still losing men every day because of it.
And we'll lose
If we
more
drop
if
this
we drop
atomic
this
bomb,
It's
it's gonna be
war.
the end.
I mean, we went to war knowing that we're gonna lose men, right?
Well, we didn't want to go to war at first, but they attacked us
We
first.
do not want them.
So we're counter.
They attacked us behind. What were we supposed to do? We supposed to sit there and let them attack us? No, if they attack us, they're gonna keep doing it. We had to go to war. It's no choice.
Has anyone ever thought about, like talking this out with people? I mean, instead of just randomly throwing bombs? Oh, I'm sorry.
So we're gonna invite the Japanese people over here to kill us all.
That is correct, though. The Japanese gave us peace medals in 1939 at the United Nations, but they still attacked us and they stabbed us in the back.
After they
And
knew we were
after they
neutral
gave us
in the
peace
war.
medals.
So we might as well stab them in the back too.
Well, yeah.
They stabbed us in the back. We're just kicking them in
So
the
monkey
face.
see, monkey do?
Huh?
Monkey monkey see, monkey do? They jump off the bridge, so do you.
Well, no,
That's
we
not
just
what-
laughed about it.
They're jumping off a bridge, we're laughing at them. It's different.
Have we gave them a chance to surrender yet?
We have with the 19 bombing raids.
Like an actual petition sent to the Japan leaders?
Yep, we
To
just
surrender.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, we have.
What did they say?
They said they will not surrender.
No or
When
never
exactly?
surrender?
They said no.
Our point exactly, they're not gonna surrender, they're gonna keep going, we have to take out the
And,
entire.
and this was after your bombing raid, you sent the petition?
No.
This before?
So you gave them the sense to surrender, and then you start bombing, and then they don't want us to bomb with one bomb? Well, we didn't drop the second bomb until later.
No.
We didn't drop any bomb yet.
It was right after.
We'll give them another chance to surrender.
But they didn't need a chance to surrender, they signed a peace contract with the United Nations with us in 1939, and yet they still attacked.
Do we know the full range of an atomic bomb?
We have to wait till testing and all problems.
Then how can we possibly decide?
Why have you not tested it?
It's just.
That's what we're doing.
Like, where should we test it? Should we test it over there, so that way make sure
We still have to think about this site
They have to
here. There could be a house right in the middle of it, we don't know, we can't just go drop the bomb.
For this purpose, the testing has already been done because you couldn't possibly come up with a decision if we don't have the ability to use it.
Well,
So do we know the range?
Yes, the testing is done.
But we don't know.
We don't know the effects.
We don't know the long-term.
The long-term effects.
Okay, well, also, this might start just a new whole thing with war, like, what, everybody just gonna be dropping nuclear bombs everywhere
We wanna
because they
keep
wanna
it,
win?
we wanna keep it controlled. And,
Yeah,
and
well, we can't keep everything controlled. Obviously, we couldn't keep the Japanese controlled, could we?
well, if we drop this bomb, we could. But it says we wanna keep the bomb in our.
You guys are acting like we're just gonna bomb a random country. They attacked your military. They attacked your military 5 to 5.
Yes.
And no, therefore, we must convict on further actions. We can't just let it sit by. It's not one of those things you can just let sit by.
Not
and
letting
go
it
back.
sit by, we're attacking it right now.
You're not doing a good enough job.
But the atomic bomb is not gonna do any greater.
It's going to. Because it's
It
going
might-
to destroy.
it might do
it's
something,
It's
but-
going to destroy the 2 major cities in Japan, which are the biggest military personnel cities in Japan. It's going to. If we drop the 2 atomic bombs on that site, it'll destroy the biggest bases in Japan. And therefore, they have no major area to come out.
This is the media, or the media back here. What if the atomic bomb is dropped and they still don't surrender?
We drop it again.
No, shut up.
No, feel free to
If
discuss.
they don't,
Justin got an
if we
opinion.
drop both of them, and they still don't surrender, I think then it's the time to send in our equipment and our ground marines and our ground infantry and stuff and those
Like he
soldiers.
said, if we drop
Because most of the major soldiers will be taken out, and so we'll send in more soldiers that they have soldiers.
And we'll have less US
population.
Yeah, what about the radiation?
No, not that guy.
Yeah, we do, we
Do we?
tested it.
Oh,
We don't, do we know about radiation?
No, we just know
We don't know
about
about
how
long-
hard it's gonna be and how destructive it is. We don't
And they
know
have
if it's toxic, or, we don't know anything.
we
We don't know the long-term effects of the radiation.
Okay,
Oh,
so,
okay. So we know
with
that
that-
there is radiation.
So we can
Yeah,
put-
yeah.
so with the
So we put them in
radiation, we
masks.
could send in the soldiers in full and
Radiation.
completely covered up with masks and everything, and they'd still be mobile.
Do we have the money to do that?
We don't have the money to continue this war either. We're
Do
starving.
we have the money to give every single person in our military a full body suit?
To send special elite forces.
We just spend, if we bomb
The
twice
military-
on one side.
Well, if they don't surrender, then we can't go over there anymore. I mean, like, otherwise, we're gonna be harmed too.
That's a risk we have to take.
Okay, so what if we drop both the bombs? What if they still don't surrender? What do we do then?
That's when we go in, because most of the military personnel will be taken out, and so the military will be weak.
And they'll be
Most of
sad.
their equipment will be shut down.
But if you say that their spirituality or the culture is for the civilians to attack us, what do we do then?
Well,
Well, we
we can
can-
drop your atomic bomb like they want to do, and then if they still don't surrender, they're going to be crippled, and they'll say you can just fly over and start dropping your mini bomb.
I don't know, they're gonna be pretty mad at us. I have a feeling.
Well, Well, we can give them the chance
No
to
matter who
surrender
they
first
are,
before
I
we
mean,
can
you're
drop
already
it.
attacking us when we're sleeping.
I'm sure they'd be a lot more upset if we dropped 2 huge bombs and wiped out their whole city.
Well, we're
It would show them that we
bombing
don't
them.
mess around. It would show them that we're serious, and it would also show them that.
They don't care if we're serious, we're the enemies. They're just mad at us, they don't like us.
Well, we were.
Exactly. So if they don't like us, why not throw them?
They could also call reinforcements from the German army.
Well, we'll just bomb them too. Because they're already doing that stuff.
Since they are allied, since Japan is allied with Germany, if we bomb Japan, we could show Germany that if you guys don't back off, we're going
Germany's
to bomb
already
you.
defeated.
Yeah, Germany's defeated.
Okay.
So it's just a thing.
The war in Europe is over. We just have the war in the Pacific.
Or it could show any other countries that would want to fight us. It would show them that if you're going to attack us, we're just going to go bigger. We're not going to come back with a little bit more attack. We're just going to drop a big bomb.
Okay, so what about Soviet Union? We left them out.
So they're on our side still.
Soviets are allies.
Yes, but they might get offended because we didn't let them join in
They're
our
in their own civil war,
research.
though, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're
The Soviets are busy
fighting
with their
within
own.
themselves
Oh, yeah.
for a
So,
government.
isn't it just American versus Japanese at this point?
Yeah.
In Great Britain.
What's Great Britain is on that side of this one?
Our
Side.
So, we can bring them in, ask them what their opinions about the bomb, and if they like it too, we just go ahead and drop it, and then send on the Brit people in so we're not worried about radiation on our side.
So is it just us that's gonna be blamed for dropping this huge thing, or is
No,
it
we're sharing the credit or the blame.
the blame?
The entire US population is blamed for it. It's not just us.
It doesn't matter if we're blamed because they're our enemy. They already blame us for everything else, and if we're still at war with them, if we go to 2030 with war with Japan, if we don't drop this bomb, they have so many resources that we need, Japan does. And if we're still at war with them, we won't get those. But if we drop these bombs and then further, and they surrender, if they surrender and we make peace with them, we can start trading.
But why would they make peace with us?
How? No. How could this bomb ever bring peace
How
to
about we
anything?
warn
You
Japanese
know,
people
this
hate
is
We
forever.
warn, how about we warn Japan what we're gonna do if they don't surrender?
They'll hate you forever.
Tell them, we're gonna drop this devastating bomb that will kill half your population if you don't surrender. That work? That get you guys on board?
Oh, we just gotta get them on board.
You're gonna need to think about if you do decide what, or if you don't, what you're gonna tell the American people. The American people right now do not know about the project. But if the cat's out of the bag and you do drop the bomb, what are you gonna tell them?
We had to take this necessary risk to save their sons and daughters. What? No, their daughters.
Talking to the president.
Their sons and daughters.
How are we gonna explain this to our people?
I'm pretty sure the people of America will be for this. Or
Because they want our sons back home.
because of what they did to us at Pearl Harbor. And it's not like they attacked us and then we immediately dropped. We fought for 4 years, and then.
And it's
How long?
Is
it actually 4 years?
I think that we, Mr. President, probably, ultimately, this is the press, by the way. That's fine. I'm gonna blame you if something goes wrong.
So
You're attaching your name to this thing there, big boy.
Whatever the president does is always.
Who's gonna share the blame?
You, Great Britain.
Okay, if something goes wrong in our country, who are we gonna blame?
You.
Whatever the president, whatever you do, Mr. President, it's always going to be good on some people and bad on some people. It's always going to be. World peace will be good to some people, bad to some people. Just some people are like that.
I was wondering.
Whatever you do,
What if
there's
something goes wrong with the process?
Do we count our losses and start over?
You can't.
There's no starting over, there's no restarting. Once we drop it, it's dropped. If it messes up, it's messed up. If it's good, which it probably won't be, then it's good.
No worry, I made this wrong. It won't mess up.
Oh God, you made up.
It's made to mess up, and it's really gonna mess up. Just saying.
Wait, if this bomb is top secret, how does the media know about it?
We know about everything.
They have their ways.
Nazi.
Yeah.
I've been following Oppenheimer around all day.
So when you tell the American people already
They're
about the
secret spies. Okay.
It's called Media Integrity. We have some.
Okay.
Won't you say Dustin?
So do we know how we're gonna explain this to the people? What we're gonna say, how
We're
we're
gonna
gonna
say
say
we're
it?
dropping the ball right now as we speak, so say your prayers.
So have you made a decision on yes or no?
Yes, President. Do you want to drop it?
That's one question.
Well,
You gotta decide that first before you go on your detailed how you're going to do
I
it.
feel sorry for that. Who had to make this decision? It's horrible. So we know how much land it's gonna blow up, how much it's gonna take out, right, from the test site, correct?
yes.
Yeah.
Scientists, yes?
Okay.
And it won't fail.
It will not fail.
It won't mess
will
up
not
and
fail.
drop over
When
United
you stop
States.
it, this atom split and go to another because of the chain reaction of the atom. So therefore, it will, when it hits, it will blow up.
You sound a little smart there.
Will not be quite. At all.
How many civilians are at these,
Well, we're gonna drop it.
There are 10 million civilians because there are 72 million in Japan and 62 million are military personnel.
That is a lot.
Yeah, 10 million civilians is a lot
in
of
the
people.
whole of Japan? We're
Yes.
only dropping
Japan's
on
like a
2
small
cities.
All of Japan. In Nagasaki, there are 242,000 with an estimated 60,000 soldiers.
Where's the other 70-something million?
That's only in one city. I'm talking about entire Japan is where all of it.
So we're dropping us like a
So you say 10 million is a lot of civilians, which it is. 62 million soldiers is a lot more than 10.
Well,
if we drop it in the desert like we did on our territory, we can show them the extraction.
Already did that.
No, we dropped it on ours, but if we drop it in the desert over there, and show them the destruction, then they'll have an idea, and then we'll say, if you don't surrender, we're gonna drop this in a big populated place. Now think twice before not
So if
surrendering.
we warn them about like
what
us having
exactly
a
what's
deadly,
gonna happen?
if we warn them of our deadly weapon or whatever, are they gonna know exactly what it does and is there any
Tell
proof
them.
of it or?
Well, if we
When
drop
you
it in like a
write,
desert and they
when
see
you
it
write
for
the note to
themselves.
tell them to surrender, tell them, we got this new nuclear weapon, it will destroy like millions of people. You can lie about that, that's fine. But just give them more reason to surrender. And tell them, it's gonna destroy your cities, it's gonna destroy your people.
We're gonna
So
drop this bomb in the whole island.
you can either save millions of people, or you can just let them die. It's your choice. That's what I tell them.
Do you honestly think that sounds believable?
Yes.
I
To a
believe
Japanese
We
person
can
who's
never
never heard of
information
nuclear
on the
before?
testing site of Black Island.
Okay, like, I don't know, nuclear weapon, it's just like fantasy land, like, in these days or whatever. It's just like, if we say that, they're gonna be like, yeah, right, they're not really.
If they ignore the warning, then
we gotta show it, that we mean business.
But then if we do that and we warn them and they don't believe it and we drop them, and then if another country decides to attack us and we warn them, they're gonna know it's true. They're not gonna sit back and say, oh, no,
I
they
want
won't.
to drop it.
Well, I
Not
mean,
after
if
we
someone's
do.
telling us to surrender, like, hey, we have this or whatever, but we don't really know.
We don't tell them we don't know.
Alright, if someone's starting to drop something that's gonna kill half my population, I'm gonna surrender, okay?
But these
That's
are
cool.
Japanese people, they're not like Americans.
Well,
Exactly.
then that's.
They were
gives more
warned.
reasons.
They were told what's gonna happen. They know after we tell them. Right?
So find out.
You need to ask them if the battle of the Midway was ever more.
Press
US
back
You
here.
got media. Does the military know what the potential casualties will be if we do not decide to use
how many-
technology and we have a land invasion in Japan?
How many would we lose?
Do you
How
know
many?
those figures
Just an
or, no,
estimate.
or
How
not?
many have we lost so far? Just from the 2 battles we've had, how many? Actually, ain't it 2 battles?
I can tell you one thing, if we don't drop this bomb, there will be a ton of more casualties than there are right
And
now.
we'll just send you guys over there to do it.
No, there won't be.
Yes,
Are you
there will.
kidding me?
Yes, there will, because we'll have to
So
send
you're telling
soldiers
me
in.
if
Right,
they
right.
invaded
We
your
drop this
homeland,
bomb,
like
it's
72
over
million
if they
people,
surrender.
we're not gonna die. I mean, we don't have 62 million people to wipe out everybody. I mean, we just don't have that many.
You don't have to wipe out everybody.
Well, 62 million of them are soldiers, so
We
basically
don't want to
everybody.
kill all their soldiers, and they'll be mad at us.
They're gonna be mad.
What cares if they're masked, the soldier all dead? What are they gonna do, throw rocks at it? They're civilians.
How are we gonna tell the American population that we killed almost everyone in Japan?
We won't tell them that there was all 10 million civilians. I mean, they're gonna know, but they're not gonna know. Because we need to say that that population, 62 out of 72 is over about 85%. 85% of Japan is all
Yeah.
military.
That's a shirt. Boom. It's a good one.
I thought it was appropriate for today.
You didn't know we were having this discussion.
And what's that?
Well,
Here we go.
The bomb needs to be dropped if we want
The
to.
president needs to decide.
I think we should tell them what's gonna happen.
Tell them what you're gonna think. We want to know if we should drop the
And if they're too stubborn to listen to our warnings, then to save the life of our own military
What if they come to the
soldiers.
U.S. and attack us?
Listen,
Decide not to.
I agree with that.
if they keep killing themselves just to kill us, then I don't see no harm in saving our lives and just getting rid of them. I mean, if I had a son, I wouldn't want him being killed by some suicidal person. Would you? No? Okay. Well, I guess the official decision is
To
to
kill all
warn,
human
to warn Japan what will happen if they don't surrender. And if they don't surrender, then drop the bomb.
Where are, like, we already know where we're gonna drop these bombs.
We decided Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
That's what their plans
Are they the cities like in a valley where we're sure that it's not gonna spread
Yes.
all the radiation?
are. Do we know this?
We know it's in a secure, safe location. And then the second
You
one.
do talk about, you do know we're talking about Japan, right?
Yes.
So you probably wouldn't.
Actually, no, probably.
But we will. Yeah.
So are we able to bring,
Just saying. Scientists that do the research and the military personnel that are over there probably would know.
so if we were to drop the bomb, would we be able to bring the troops back so they wouldn't get harmed by the bomb?
Yes, we would bring the troops back and then drop the bomb.
Well, tell them we're surrendering, then drop the bomb. And no, we didn't surrender.
No,
We can't do that.
but
We can
warn
start the
them,
eviction
tell them
of
what's
the soldiers.
happening, and if they don't surrender, start pulling our military back, and then just bomb them.
We'll start the eviction of the soldiers
Imagine some other
immediately.
nation dropping a bomb in Washington, D.C.
I'm telling you, if someone's threatening to kill half the population, I'm going to surrender. I don't care if I'm losing the war already.
And there are,
I'll suck the pride up and take the blame. I don't care. I'll surrender. I mean, it's just common sense. They might have a few screws loose in their heads, but I mean, if someone warned me that they're going to kill half the population, I'm losing the war, I've done lost like 2 million people, yeah, I'm going to surrender.
All right, Mr. President, if you're gonna give the option to surrender first, what's the time period on the waiting before you decide to drop the bomb?
Give them a week to decide. Ask all their, so they can pull in a meeting, meet for a couple days, discuss it, and if they decide they don't want to surrender, then we've gave them the time. If they tell us no or don't reply, that's just embarrassing.
But that's still a week of them.
So would we
killing
pull
us.
our troops out during that week, or would we
Yes.
just,
We would definitely start mobilizing back.
so
to-
during that week we'd be very vulnerable?
No.
I think we should evict the troops now, because if they surrender, that means the war is over, and the soldiers still won't be there. And if they don't surrender or they don't reply, our soldiers do that, and they'll think, oh,
Wait.
they're just giving up. They'll think
If
that that's for them.
if right now our soldiers are currently at Midway, that's a good couple hundred miles away, right?
There would be an Okinawa regime this would have
At
taken
Midway.
place. There's no American soldiers
On
on
Japan.
Japanese soil. We're close. We're on the islands, but not the actual
Nowhere close enough to the nuclear
islands
bomb.
of Japan.
But if we
No,
were-
but you're bombing Japan.
Yeah, but we're not even close where it hurt us, right? Okay.
You don't know what the atomic bomb's gonna do.
It was
Exactly.
probably-
it was still
I mean,
probably
you'd assume that you'd be safe.
Wait, after they make their decision, if they say no, we're not surrendering, we'll get ready to drop the bomb and start.
But if we show them that we mean business and we take our troops out, that means, okay, they really have this bomb, it really does as much destruction.
They'll have a chance. It's gonna take more than just a few hours to pull back all of our troops.
Our military personnel are far enough away to where they will not be affected by the bomb.
I do think though they should be taken away and then just in case. If something does go
So they're
wrong.
like, okay, these guys are.
If they're not close enough to be affected by it, then honestly, no.
I'm just worried about our home front. Like, what, if we pull out, or, I mean, if we stay out there for a little while, if we just stay out for a little while, then they're gonna come over here and, like, drop, or, like, take their planes and dive into every state that we have.
But if we drop the bomb, it's gonna destroy their main bases, so it's
Yeah,
not
but
gonna
we're not
have as
dropping the
much.
bomb yet. I'm saying when we take out our people and nobody is over there,
That's why I
then aren't
asked
we
if
gonna
we're
be
close
very
enough.
vulnerable?
If we're more than 600 miles away from Japan, which I don't know, that's just rough to estimate, then we should be safe enough to drop this bomb. I mean, I don't know how far away it is. I know there's a bunch of water between, so probably couldn't get all the way across. But I don't see no reason to leave the military personnel there and drop the bomb over in Japan.
I say about 2 days before maybe you take them out. Because if they're that far away, if they're about,
John made the media laugh. He said,
I don't know how far it is.
We're 600 miles from Denver, Colorado to here.
Oh, never mind. We're way away from Japan. We can leave from there, just in case. Guess they decide to have a midnight bombing on us. So, if they say no, then what?
Are they just gonna let us go?
We're
Yeah, they're
we're
like,
staying
oh,
in
yeah, take our-
Okinawa.
We'll deliberate for a week, we'll be back to you. No, I don't think that's gonna happen. They attacked Pearl Harbor, they're gonna attack us if we're just gonna stay out there for a week.
So you want us to drop the bomb as soon as possible?
drop it.
yeah.
She wants to-
I don't want you to drop the bomb at all, that's what I'm saying. It's a bad idea. But okay,
But how are we gonna end the war? Your little bombing rig? What happened when we ran out of bombs? They still didn't spring.
we're not gonna run out of bombs,
How do you know that?
you know.
Well,
Your bombing raids though are stoppable.
Are we dropping
They're
bombs?
flat, they're anti-aircraft guns or flat guns. They can stop a bomber. They can stop them. So it's not like this bomb. If it comes down, it's here it comes. If you see a bombing, if you see a bomber coming, the
So what if they
you
shoot
can
down
take
the
it out.
yeah,
bomber
that's what I was
carrying
thinking.
the-
That's they took the atomic bomb over there on the
They won't see it
airplane.
because we're shooting it from like a huge place. We're
No,
pushing a
they
button.
did it on an airplane. They dropped it from an
Drop it from a
airplane.
B-29 military.
We're still with that 45. How do we know it?
Shush, shush. You don't know what you're talking about.
We're gonna put it in a bomber high enough to anti-aircraft guns can't be. Because if you do,
Wait, didn't they shoot it from like almost an outer space? Drop it so they didn't get
Outer
it.
space.
you're an idiot.
Up by the.
You can't call the men
We were
an idiot.
above the
No.
earth. You're out there.
Yeah, we were not touching the ground, we were in the air.
She's just somewhere above the earth, and you're saying we're in the sky.
We were in the sky, I was just saying.
Who made you president?
You guys did. You chose
I
me.
certainly had nothing to do with that, thank you very much.
In his defense, he was vice president and FDR died, so he kind
Yes.
of inherited this.
These are all his problems that he put on me.
Well, what do you think? Let's get into it.
No.
Well, if they don't surrender when we tell them to, or give them an option to, and we tell them what we're going to do, they still ignore it, you drop the bomb. That's it. I'll tell the American people what's going on. And
You don't
a
take care of the
mass
American people?
radio conference.
A fireside chat?
Are we done now?
Guys, I'm seriously impressed. That was good.
All right, guys.
Bomb drop, you guys.
Let's go put the tables back to where we found them.
You can probably keep them there.
Well, they moved them and I didn't.
I just want to know if you're like the kitty cat into the meeting.
Yeah.
You want this?